Hello, this is Shauna with Soymilkmuse, and coming back with days 15 and 16 of Dephemerember, hosted by Louisa Heinzel and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. And then I will post their channels in the description box below so that you can find them and get a prompt list for yourself if you'd like. And people who are sharing on social media are using the hashtag Dephemerember. So if you want to plug that in, you can find lots of stuff from lots of really talented creators. So today, let's see, the 15th was Bellyband and butterfly labels. So my take on that for the purple journal I'm working on is a book page Bellyband, and I kind of offset it on this page. And then I did these labels that I stamped and cut out and then backed with black cardstock, stamped butterfly, and then heat embossed a stamp, Never Lose Your Sense of Wonder, is what this one says, if you can't see that. And I stuck one in each of these signatures. I've not yet glued these on, or the label anyway. The belly bands are already in here. Let's see where the next one is. Boop, boop. Somewhere. Not back that far. I promise there's another one in here somewhere. There we go. And there's that one. There's Beauty and Simplicity. So I'm going to come back and tuck these in. And then the little teaser at the beginning is the shaker tag and moondust. And I thought I have little moons in here, and there's some silver glitter, which I thought was kind of reminds me of moondust. There's some stars and some purple sequins. So we'll get back to that in a few minutes. But first, I wanted to do the belly bands and the butterfly labels. And these ones, I did some colored, this is photo paper, and I used Distress Oxide ink pads, and I just kind of put them on my media mat and sprayed them with water. Put the ink on the glass mat. I'll show you. Like this. There we go. And I did a few colors at once, and then I used a paintbrush and some water and just kind of swirled it around on the photo paper, and I got this cool marbled effect. But let's not waste this. I don't want to get my paper wet again. But what I did for the shaker tag embellishment, oops, excuse my reach here, so I have these little white flowers, and I just kind of did this same thing to dye them whichever color, and then set them aside to dry. I did a few earlier too, but they'll go good in the Forest Fairy journal that's kind of autumn colors, and that's what we're going to do some belly bands for now. Oops, I got these little plastic bits from the flowers. I think I mentioned in the last video, that's why I often, if I'm buying something to use, like the flowers or the the white mesh netting I got, I choose white so that I can then color them whatever color I'm working with. And it's a lot more flexible of a supply that way. Feels like your money goes further. So you don't have to buy 16 colors of flowers. You can just buy white ones. That doesn't always stop me from buying all the pretty colors, but in my head, this makes sense. There we go. Let's do one more and then we'll wipe up our mess. Whoop. That's not bad. There we go. A little softly colored one. Okay. Clean up the mess. Alright, throw these little plastic bits away. And I'm going to set that aside for a minute, and I think I want to use book page again. Well, we'll have to see if this book page is actually sturdy enough to use for this purpose. Perhaps if we glue some together. They're a little bit shorter than the pages in the book. And that's why in the purple one you can see they're kind of staggered. And I just kind of tore the edges and made them more interesting. What's that? 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get one more. Kind of save the ones with the headers in case I want to use the quotes. Okay. Now, do we even bother? I'm not going to bother tidying that up since we're going to be folding it in anyway. Or we could emphasize it one way or the other. So I just fold them in to whichever width you'd like to have, or whatever width. I think that looks pretty good. And then let's compare to our pages and see how long we want them. It's a Forest Fairy book I'm working in here. Let's do it on the dark page. It's actually so close. I don't think I'm even gonna bother making it longer. I'm gonna do it this way, and then I might add embellishment top and bottom. Even just a little lace or ribbon, or tear it and ink it. Any of that would look pretty cool. So that is awesome. Now we can just truck on. Set that one aside there. Okay, and because I want to add a bit more structure to this book page, I'm going to use some, pardon me, glue stick. This is, that one's open, I think. Just a Avery. It says washable, acid-free. I wouldn't trust it for longevity. Oh, look at all that moisture on there. That's interesting. Can you see that? It looks like diamonds. Oh, it's funny. Let's see if I move my light a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. There's so much moisture on there. Okay, let's take a dry wipe and blot it. Oh, it's the glue. That's so weird. I've only used this glue stick once. They've got it down at one of my local stores, and it's like $3 for this huge glue stick. And it works okay. It does kind of buckle your paper a little. Well, maybe we should do it that way, because it'll be prettier looking. Let's do it that way. So I'm just gonna put glue stick down the center here, and I'm gonna use a better glue to do the majority of the holding, but this will help give some structure to the paper. It's pretty brittle. Hopefully I've completed all my thoughts. It's evening again, and I'm low on coffee, and I'm on tea now. Let's get out my Scorched Timber Distress ink that I've been using in this journal. There's probably a better way to go about this. Let me find a brush. Might be a bit softer. That one will do. It's clean. And get a piece of paper. And we'll try this instead, just to get that edge without tearing it, because it's pretty fragile. I'm probably gluing this down to this paper now. Oh, might have gotten a little blush of purple on there. Oops. I thought that was dry. Maybe it's just my eyes. Yeah, it's just my eyes. That's fine. Ooh, that looks cool too though, doesn't it? Now, if we get the purple wet, it might actually transfer, so. Let's come down here. Try to get that whole edge there. And then I'm gonna come down with some Fabrifix. It's an acetone-based silicone glue by Beacon. And I'm gonna give it just a little bit across the top and then come along this edge. A little along the bottom. And then fold that in. There we go. And then I don't want to get glue on my dauber here. Let's get another piece of paper. This is just some printer paper I'm not super fond of, so I've been using it for scratch paper and using the back of it. Like, I dyed some of it so I can use it for other purposes. Actually, the other dauber might work better for this bit. Yep, I think it'll be faster too. Give us a little bit better of an edge here. Yeah. Now that we've got 2 layers and it's not a torn edge, it works better. There, I'm liking this. I think that looks really good. Okay, 1 done. Let's do 2 more. I just want to tear that edge down just a little bit more. Let's come from this way. Just to give it a little bit more interest. Oh my goodness, this helicopter has been flying around all afternoon. We have a small airport near us, and so we often hear the people learning to fly, or, you know, we're also near an interstate, so I'm sure sometimes, you know, if they're looking for a car or people or something, then could be police choppers. I don't think this one is, though. I think it's a private chopper, somebody getting their night flying hours in. There's that. Let's switch back to this one for a second. I like that so much. Oh wait, we do need to make our other fold. But yeah, the choppers, they fly over really low, and it's kind of disturbing to me, the loud noise and the low thrumming. It's kind of gives me fight or flight feelings. I don't know if any of you guys have that response to loud noises. And I didn't used to, but it's funny how, you know, we change with time and age and hormones and events and all kinds of stuff, huh? Alright, get this glued down. Make sure to get all the way to the edge. And then bring in some glue we trust more. Okay, fold that over. And I haven't read over these for words very well yet, but I will definitely be checking them and embellishing over if I need to. Any unpleasant words or things that are not the vibe we're going for here. And if there's any doubt as to the sturdiness of this, you could always, and I may take some cardstock and make just a tiny bit bigger than this so it gives it a bit of a border. Either tear it down or cut it, and it would be slightly wider, but give it just that much more stability. Yep. One more. Let's get this gluey one out of the way for a minute. Let's see, maybe we'll go this way. Okay. Well, it says devil on this side, so maybe we'll do it this way. Don't need the devil in our journal. That's not what I wanted. Okay. As soon as I ink this, I'm going to have a sip of my tea, and then maybe that'll help. I was having Earl Grey, and then, well, I put the chickens to bed. I do have chickens. I have 7 hens, and they are so awesome. They're my pets. I love them very much. And they give us eggs, which is very cool. All right. Okay, tea. And then when I got done with the Earl Grey, I popped a bag of golden chai in there as well. Just a little stevia. Stevia drops are the ones I like, though. They're pretty good. I love it in tea. Okay. Let's fold this over. Oh, look at that. We get poo-poo or we get the devil. And Pennywinks. Okay. Oh, well. It may be covered up anyway. Let's see. Let's fold this in. That'll do. Let's glue it down. Let's go in the middle. Switch back to this one for gluing, because I may end up with something really cool on this one if I don't put glue all over it. And this could be, you know, as Louisa and Barbara, they're wanting to do this this year's Dephemerember with a lot of compartmental making is the focus. So kind of like making parts that can later go together, kind of mass making. So you can either, you know, complete your ephemera and have it all in your stash, or oh, come on. There's the helicopter again going over. Or like this. I mean, you could just make a whole bunch of book page belly bands like this and just put them in your stash just like this. You wouldn't even have to ink them if you weren't sure what color you wanted on them. Or if you don't like inking things, that's okay too. I was kind of tempted to I did actually make a whole bunch of the purple kind of label-y butterfly label things that I didn't cut out yet. They're just on a piece of paper. Oh, I forgot to put Fabrifix on that one. Is it too late? Nope. It is not too late. Oh, might be too late. Might have to stitch this one. A little there. I may end up stitching them all anyway. I don't know yet. Let's see. Yeah. I see it's still peeling right off there. Get a little bit of glue in there. Okay. Need to wipe my fingers again. They're still a little bit orange from the, what was that, crackling campfire that I used on those flowers. I'm just going to be stained for a while. It's okay. You know, it's a good day if you've stained yourself up, because it means you've been crafting or painting. When I'm painting, I'm covered in paint for like a couple days. That's what happens. Did I miss part of that? I did. I forgot. More tea, please. Okay. Okay. Now we're inked. Now we need butterfly labels for these. So I had thoughts about that. I have these moths from Louisa. They're one of her kits in her shop. I got ink or something on this one. It was laying on my desk. And they're like a layered moth. And that's kind of what I have going on in this book. Pardon me, anyway, is the moths. And I have some more cut out somewhere. So I thought those actually might be better for this one. This journal. I also have my butterfly punches that I thrifted. I got this one for $2.50. And it might even have been half price that day. I don't know. They're Martha Stewart punches, and they work really well still. But I thrifted, yeah, both of them in my local Goodwill. So I was thinking about, you know, doing some butterflies this way. Boop. There's two different styles here. You could even stamp and then punch the butterfly out. That would be cool. Why are we not going in? You have something stuck in there? I can't tell. Let's see. We have something skinny enough. Yep. Oh my goodness. Was I punching foam or something? Oof. Maybe I can push it out. Or maybe it wasn't even me. Maybe it was someone else before I got it. Come on. Is it out? Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, it's like foam. How weird. Okay, now I should be able to punch properly. Oh yeah. Yeah, before it like wouldn't even come down in there. Okay, we're gonna keep that in mind for a second because I like that. Yeah, this one could too. Okay. That is a thought. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do right now. And the other thing that I did, where did they go? Was I have this stamp set. And this is one I just got at Dollar Tree. It has this really nice label stamp that I have used so much. It's a good size. And I think even for these butterflies, it would work pretty good. I think we know it does work pretty good. But in the other ones, I actually stamped the butterflies in the label. So I would have stamped it like on this paper and then put the butterfly in the middle. But you could stamp it and then punch the butterfly out. Do I want to do that? Let's try a couple. Let me find a Oh, I don't want to dig, so we're going to use this one. Acrylic block. And then find my archival ink wherever I put it. Might have to make more of this paper. I'm really liking it. The colors. I used crackling campfire, rusty hinge, fossilized amber, and spiced marmalade were the colors I did on there. And they are all the Distress Oxides. It was just a spare bit of photo paper that I had cut something else out of. Can we go to across? I think we might be able to. I don't feel like I have much control with this huge acrylic block though. Oof. Can we fit a second? Not very well. That's okay. I have other kinds as well of labels. I mean, label stamps. They're smaller. And I also have punches that I can use. Actually thought about doing that. Let's give it just enough room around to have a tiny border. There we go. Just give a little bit of a wipe here. Okay, put that away. And butterflies stamps I was using, I have over here somewhere, were the Stampers Anonymous and Tim Holtz THMM 144. Is that one? Oh, and the other label stamps I used was this Park Lane, which I think maybe was Joann's. Maybe. Might have been. Okay. Now let's see. Let's use this one and see what it looks like. Kind of get it in the middle. Well, that's kind of cool. I don't know. Let's cut it out and see what we think. Might change our mind and decide that was not a good idea at all. We need to do something different. Scissors. Cut kind of in between. I think I would need a backing on it. And let's try to ink from the reverse. See if we can get the edges of the butterfly. Get those inner edges like this with a brush. Kinda. Not great. Let's try again. Not as much as I'd like. So we'll go in this way. Hopefully we don't get more than I'd like this way. There we go. That's better. Give it a little ink around the edge. I think this is only 230 GSM photo paper, which to me is a bit lightweight for what I'm asking it to do, which is why I'm thinking I would need to back it with something. Now we have a butterfly too. It's like that. We could use black. I might have some dark brown cardstock somewhere. I definitely have craft colored cardstock, and I do have a lot of that in there. The other option, it could be done this way at the bottom or the top, or with one just slightly bigger, and then like a stacked butterfly on here, or moth. I don't know, I kind of still like them this way, even if we decide to do that instead. It's kind of cool. Let's do this. I like that. And we use maybe craft colored card. Let me grab a piece. Okay, I think I got a couple. Oh, I got pink on it. Very strange. Okay. More tea. All right. So I am going to just glue this down, and I'm going to use art glitter glue since this is photo paper. Oh, yeah, I did it right. Okay. I was thinking, oh, it's going on a belly band. I don't have to go to the edges, and I do because I'm... Okay. Yep. Okay. Try to lay it down as straight as I can. I could have roughed up the edges a little bit. That would have been cool too. I could just do it on the main part. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this out and leaving about the same amount of space. Oh, shadows. It's, like I said, evening, so I'm not getting light from my window right now. And I generally do better cutting if maybe because I'm right-handed, I don't know. If I can be on the right side of whatever I'm... Is that right? The right side? Yeah. Anyway, it's more comfortable for me to cut on one side rather than the other. I might be too tired to remember which side that is right now, though. Okay, that's better. Okay. I'm just going to complete one right now, and I will complete the rest in slow time, but I don't want to have a 3-hour video here. And then, do I want to use this one? I do like that one with it. So let's give it a bit of ink too. And Louisa does like to mix up her moth shapes. So these three were all cut, you know, are all similar shape. And you can definitely put the similar ones together, or you can mix up their shapes and have it be even more interesting. I don't know for certain. I think I have more cut out. I know I've got more that are not cut out. Got a few here, but let's see more. Let's see what I've got over in here. I don't know. I may have used all the ones I had cut out. These are the ones I have yet to actually fussy cut. Yeah, I used them all. Okay, almost there. This is our top layer, so we want to make sure we get it a little better. I will definitely be adding gold splatters to this journal. I have not done any yet because I'm still working on it. Oops. Let's see. Let's give them a bit of a bend here. I'm going to be spending some time fussy cutting. There we go. And then what do we want to put? We have some of this lace in the rest of the journal. I have some black leaves. I don't know that we need that in this part. I have some of the netting. Definitely, whoopsie, banging my thing here. There we go. Okay, whoops. Let me see if I can move this over slightly. There. Okay. Should be good now, I think. I don't think I want to use it white. I can ink it if I want to. Not certain. I don't want to make it too thick. It's already going to be standing up off the page. And of course I have leaves, but oops, that's the wrong way. You can kind of turn them a little bit. That wouldn't be so bad, actually. I kind of like it, and then I keep wanting to grab the lace anyway, even though I just said, because this is kind of a thicker lace. I do have other laces, of course, but oh, I don't know if I can tear this one right here. Maybe down here. Okay. Yeah. Let's just get a chunk off of here. Come on, scissors, you can do it. Okay. I could put a brad through there too. This is a little bit too neat of an edge for me. Or what if we did it this way? It almost looks like the lower body of a moth, doesn't it? Like it's you know. Oh, the abdomen. I think this still needs to be roughed up. It's too neat, too tidy. So I'm just rubbing my scissors on it, trying to get it a bit roughed up there. Oops. Taking my nail polish off with it. There we go. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Tearing may be better. There we go. I think I like that better. Okay. So far, I do like the leaf, so we're going to do that. We're making the executive decision. The leaf is going to go on the belly band. Okay. I also like the lace. Yeah, maybe like that. And then do this one. In the middle. I'm gonna have it offset slightly. Okay, and we need feelers, and I'm gonna use these plasticky bits. Maybe if I can pull them off of here. Okay, got a couple of them. They're off of a bunch of artificial flowers. Oh, there we go. Maybe just like that. I think they're too long. I like that. I don't know if I want it to come down further. Like that? I actually like that. Okay. Could staple it instead of putting a brad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna staple it instead of putting a brad. Make sure our feelers are up there where we can see them. Okay. Okay. Gotta hold it in the right place. Are we even in frame here? Okay, I'm gonna try to staple it right in the bottom of its little thorax. I think that's what it is. Oh, that's cute. Look at that. I am very pleased with that. And then we can actually use Fabrifix. Do you want it up higher or down lower? Pinky winks. Okay, well, we have to cover poo-poo. Let's just... Okay. I think that's the only thing on there we have to worry about is poo-poo. We can't have pinky winks because it's too close to poo-poo. Oh, dear. Is it bedtime for me? Let's find a pencil here so I can get the glue in the right spot. I'm just gonna mark on the belly band a little bit here. And then I'm going to put glue between these two spots. Okay. Ooh, glue strings. And then, okay. Put that about on that line. Move it over just a little bit here. I like it. I think that's really cute. Okay. We could, oops, all kinds of things flying everywhere. Could add some bling to the center of the moth here, but I think that will be a job for not this minute. I'll do it when I'm adding embellishment and finishing touches to the journal. I think I rather like it on this page. Not too close to another moth. Okay, that's where we're gonna live. And this is not photo paper, and neither is this, so it is going on with Fabrifix. There we go. Oh, I just stuck my finger in it, in the glue. There we go. I'm just gonna hold it down for a few seconds till it grabs. Doesn't take very long. Oh, my cat's scratching at the door now, wanting in the craft room. They don't understand when I'm filming and I shut the door. Okay, I'm just rubbing off any excess glue. The Fabrifix, it just kind of balls up and rubs off, so that's kind of nice if you catch it soon enough. Okay. There we go. I like that a lot. I think that's super cute. Okay, butterfly label belly band. Now we get to do the shaker tag. I'm excited to do this one. I hope I didn't just get glue on this. I did. On the ribbon. That's what happens when you have glue on your fingers. Oh well. I will have to get that off later, probably with fingernail polish remover. Something acetone. Okay, where did I put that? Let's get the punches out of our way. And, okay. The other shaker tag I showed you. So much stuff in the way now. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. So didn't I put it in the journal? So did that one for the purple journal. And that's one of those flowers I dyed. A little black leaf. That's why I had this out on my desk. Yeah, I did some stenciling. And I made this out of an envelope. I was working with envelopes doing another project. I was like, well, why can't we use an envelope to make a shaker tag? So that's what we're gonna do. And I have these cool things I picked up at the thrift store. I can't right now remember. I think it says the company. I did look them up online. It was an Australian company. I cannot read it, honestly. Yeah, so I can't remember what they're called. If I find it, I will link it below, and if not, I don't know. I found them at the thrift store, like I said, and they came with 3 blades. Where's the other one? Hiding in the far reaches of nowhere. There's another one. Oh, right here. I found it. There was also a set of round ones, of circles. And so with these, there's a blade inside each of these. It's closed for safety because it's really sharp. And each one, the blade is set differently from these little prongs. So you put the prongs either, if you want a really small circle, you can put them in the middle and go around on your paper on a cutting mat, of course. If you want a larger one, you go in the outer ring and go around. And this red one is the smallest one that I have, the one that the blade is the closest to the pegs. It's the smallest space, I guess you could say. And these two are different distances from the pegs, but I'm going to be using this one. And on this, I used, was it this one? Yeah, it was that one. So it's, you can see the outer ring is the one I used, and it's slightly smaller. So that's the amount of gap between the blade and the rings, or the channel for the little pegs to go. But for this envelope that we're doing right now, for this shaker tag, I'm gonna use this big one, biggest one I have. So the first thing I did was I took the envelope apart. Let's see if this envelope comes apart as easily as the other one did. It's not gonna matter too much if it tears a little bit, because I'm going to cover the back when I'm done anyway. The other one I used book page. This one I've got another image. And I was thinking this one is so big, I might maybe make it into like a writing board. It's like a shaker tag writing board. You know? That could be cool. There we go. That actually wasn't too hard to get open. Okay, we definitely need a cutting mat. It's actually come together pretty quickly. Now, I'm gonna center this as well as I can on here, top to bottom and side to side. There's not a whole lot of room for error, because I want to cut out as much of the front as I can, in order for the clear front to show as much as it can. Okay. Here we go. I'm always nervous. I don't know why. Okay, in the channel. And I think the blade's getting a bit dull, or I'm pushing too hard. One or the other. There's only a small learning curve to this, really. But if you see one of these at the thrift store, you'll know what it is, and you'll know they're actually a really handy thing to have. Okay, nearly there. I think I am pushing a little bit too hard. Okay, done. And then you can save this for something cool too. Now we need to put this back on so we don't injure ourselves. We're going to need plastic of some sort. And what I did on the other one was I used a page protector. And this is big enough. So let's fold this up for a second. And I'm going to, let's go right to the edge. I'm going to cut that edge off because we want the plastic to set just inside. That width is just about right, actually. So let's come right up to that edge, just over it, barely. It's hard to make it hold still on plastic. And then I took a Sharpie. Where's my bigger Sharpie? Here we go. And I'm going to trace right along here. And right along this side. This is going to get inked dark, so it's not going to bother me if there's a little bit of Sharpie on the envelope. Whoopsie. Oopsie. It's going to get covered up. It's alright. It's alright. It's all good. Okay. More tea. This is going to be a long video, I think. Yeah. At least this process is pretty quick. So, scissors. Let's come along here. And I thought this line should have been just fine. So, hopefully I'm not kicking myself in the foot here and making it too narrow. And then we'll come right along there, just inside that line. Should be about right. And then we have two thicknesses, so I'm going to trim this edge down. Okay, just that thinnest little line up with the tiny scraps. And then this we can still use for something else. And set one of these aside to be used for something else. And put the cutting mat aside. Okay, we need to cut one more thing. Let's move this so we don't accidentally write on it. Let's see. I think I decided I wanted this further to the top than the bottom. The width is just about right. Yeah, I think the width is fine. And let's come pretty much to the top, and then pencil, mark the bottom. And let's give that a trim just inside that line. Okay. Open it back up. And then we're just going to try our things in here and make sure that they fit before we start gluing stuff. Because having this not wide enough would not be good. We don't want our glitter coming out or whatever we put in here. Yep, I think we're good. And then this one. Yep, look at that. We're good. So now we can glue. And I'm going to use Fabrifix for the plastic. I'm going to go right up to the edges and just inside the edges as well, in case it doesn't reach quite. We don't want it smooshing out onto the inside where it will be visible, but we definitely want it secured down around all the sides, because we don't, like I said, we don't want anything leaking out of this. Alright, now I'm going to go kind of close to the middle circle, but not hopefully so close that it's going to leak. It's not the end of the world if it does. We can always find ways around that. If it won't wipe off or roll off, we can embellish it, right? Okay, so plastic, please. Got below on it first. Make sure you don't have any dust, right? Okay. Right up to the edges. You could also cut, you know, your center with scissors. If you have like something that is the shape that you want, or a square or whatever, and poke your scissors through the center first and then cut out to where you've traced, you know, and then cut around. Or punch, or die cuts, things like that. Okay, looking for a dry baby wipe. I think most of them are inky or gluey. I'll just set some out to dry. I've spent most of the day today in my craft room here, and it's been really nice. Working on these, you know, my ideas and prototypes for these Dephemerember prompts. Oh, got a wrinkle. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, let's just pull it a little bit. There we go. That's better. It's okay if there's a little bit of wrinkling. That's not a big deal, but we don't want like a big wrinkle. And we do want to make sure that's, you know, it's down all the way around. Okay, we obviously are a little bit cockeyed somewhere. Okay, I think we're fixed now. That will do, donkey, that will do. Okay, I had found this stuff, and I did use some in the purple shaker. The problem is it's a little bit sharp, actually. So I'm afraid it's gonna like make marks in the plastic eventually. It definitely did in the book page when I used book page instead of like the image I'm gonna put inside. It definitely like pretty much made a hole. So I don't know that this is the best stuff to use. It's jewelry shop findings. It's for using in like an inclusion for UV resin or other resin. But it's so cool. It's pretty. And I do have resin stuff. I just haven't played with it much yet. Like I had to buy it because it looked like so much fun, and then it takes us a year and a half to even bust it out and try it, right? Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not going to use that this time. But what I do have I have sequins. And I have confetti. And I have more of those that are autumn colors that are way back there. I'd have to get up and go digging for them. They went all the way to the back of the shelf. And I have glitter. And I wish I could use the green, but this journal doesn't have green in it. So we have these options here. Some mica powders, and we have and I kind of prefer the sequins to the glitter, to be honest. And we already did our moondust one, so I gotta decide, do I actually want glitter in this one? Let's look at our image. Maybe just a little bit of this one. Oops. Get the drawer in properly. Okay. And then I think maybe some of the yellow gold, or, you know, I have one that's just kind of mixed somewhere. That might actually... Is that actually the one? It's kind of mixed. Yeah, let's just use that. And then we'll have a little bit more room in this. I actually have one that didn't fit. Okay, there we go. Look, now all the gelatos are in one place. We also have to decide if that's enough. I think it will be, because I tend to err on the side of less rather than more. But I do kind of want to dig that other... Ooh. Okay, I'm almost back. I just have to climb up on my stool again. Oh, okay. I found these. I don't know if any of these are what I want. If any of it is, it would be like the leaves probably. I don't think we need pumpkins, but maybe just a few of these, like no pumpkins. This is not your season. Do we want red? No. I don't think we need like red in here. It's a bit much. Let's just do 3. I like things in 3s anyway. Okay, stick these away. All right, and then I was kind of thinking about putting all of them, but maybe not. And then some glitter. The magic. Where the magic happens. The moondust. Okay. Just enough to be sparkly. So we got enough stuff to shake, but not to be too overwhelming. So I'm going to go right around the edge of this image. Oh, it's photo paper. I gotta use this one. Glad I caught myself. I'll put that up where you can see. So she's gonna go face down so that you can see her from the outside. Gonna make sure and get all the way around. No leaky glitter. It's not okay. Oops. Careful down this side. You know, we should have started with this one because we have to wait for the glue to dry before we can pick it up and shake it. Otherwise, all the glitter and stuff could get stuck in the sides. Okay. Here we go. Smacking it down. Make sure it's in position before we... Oh. North and south as well as east and west. Oh, you know what? It's too long. What did we do? I thought we tried that and it worked. I think it's because this goes down first. And then these? Nope. Okay, well these are just going to have to bend a bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and seal these. I wish I could use Fabrifix on this part. Oh, you know why? Because the wet glue causes the paper to stretch, like warp and stretch and do strange things. Maybe should have used Fabrifix anyway and then stitch around the edge when I'm finished. I'm going to use Fabrifix for this part. there's going to be something covering the back anyway, so it's not like anything can pull on it, you know, like to pull it apart. I didn't have to worry about that when I was doing the book page, because it was not photo paper. There we go. I don't think it really matters which side I go down first. Just come right up to the edge there so that we can hopefully seal any possible leaks from that paper warping. Going a little bit overboard since I did use the art glitter glue and got warpy paper. I really don't want any glitter coming out of this. At no point is it allowed to have glitter leaking out of your shakers. Well, I suppose you could, but I mean, it'd have to be the right situation, you know? Like, oh. Mop that glue out a little bit where we got a bit much near the edge, but better too much than not enough in this situation. Okay, one more side. Okay, there we have it. Now the smart girl would wait a few minutes before she turns this over, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and I'm going to put this on the back. I might even put a piece of, if I decide to, pardon me, make this a writing board, I will probably put a piece of cardstock in between and then put this on, just so that it's, you don't have the lumps from the, you know, sequins, those things, so that those aren't quite as bad. Boop. There we go. There we go. And it works. Got a few leaves, got some sequins, got some glitter. I think it's quite pretty. Yeah, and then I could decorate the outside. With the other one, I used the stencil. And this was just a white, you know, kind of an ivory envelope. I used the stencil, a couple different inks, some lace, some, you know, flowers, book page. And it turns into something real super cute. So anyway, I will, if you see the flip through of this journal, you'll get to see the finished product, which hopefully will be coming before the new year, but we'll see. If not, it'll be shortly after. It's on my to be finished sooner rather than later list. So anyway, if you made it this far in the video, I so appreciate you, and I would love it if you'd give a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.